back to another Doctor Who DVD review. Today we shall be taking a look at the complete first series of Doctor Who, so this is the new series. As I've noticed, I haven't really paid much attention to the new series on the channel apart from in my DVD collection videos, so without further ado, let's get into this. So, we start off with the BBC logo, BBC DVD logo at the top. Doctor Who, the complete first series, Christopher Eccleston there and Billie Piper. The DVD logo down there, and it's rated 12. Now this set is actually from the Series 1 to 4 box set that was released, I think 2010, maybe 2009, which had the first 4 series of Doctor Who. Variations of Series 1 to 4. I've had big chunky box sets, I've had volumes, because I own this version of Series 1, and then Series 2 I own the slim version, which I do plan to re-get actually as the slim version, just because I think a couple of the discs are scratched. And then Series 3 I own the big chunky box, the one that's got like the fold out digipacks and all that sort of thing. And then Series 4 I used to have the fold out digipack version, and then I got the nice slim version of that set. And then for the specials I've got the big chunky box set as well, which I'm probably going to trade in and get the slim version at some point. Let's take a look at the spine. So we have Doctor Who, the complete first series, rated 12 BBC, and it's and the 2Entertain logo down there. So here is all the disc contents on the back. So obviously it's kind of like, if you remember the old big chunky box set, and I mean the TARDIS style box set for the first series, it's kind of modelled like that. So we have disc 1, which has Rose, End of the World, and The Unquiet Dead, plus special features. Disc 2, which has Aliens of London, World War III, and Dalek, plus special features. Then disc 3 has The Long Game, Father's Day, The Empty Child, and The Doctor Dances, plus special features. And then disc 4 is Boomtown, Bad Wolf, and Parting of the Ways, plus special features. And then disc 5 is Doctor Who Confidential, and then a load of shit at the bottom that no one really cares about. So if we take a look inside the set, now that booklet I had from my old set of this, I used to have the actual TARDIS set, but that fell to pieces. But I managed to salvage the booklet. A couple of the discs were scratched, so I needed to update the set anyway. Usually what I do with the collection box sets is I take a look at the booklet first, and then I take a look at the discs, but in this case I'm going to do it reverse. So here's disc 1, so obviously they'd all form around the TARDIS box set, and they kind of fit in with scenes from the TARDIS. And there's the rest of the discs. Let's now take a look at the booklet and talk about, well, the episode. Really nice picture of the Doctor and Rose there. Obviously this came out in 2005, a good 10-15 years before Doctor Who ever made it to air again. You know, there was a 15-year gap. You've got to remember, it was absolutely insane. I actually got into Doctor Who through the new series. The first episode I saw was The Impossible Planet of the Satan Pit, but we will go into more detail about that when we get to the Series 2 set. Here we have the booklet. I won't go into too much detail, but there's Russell T Davies and a Dalek. We have the first disc's contents. So the first episode is Rose.
I'm the Doctor, by the way. What's your name?
Rose.
Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
Rose is a really, really good opener for the new series. I think it's just what we needed, because it kind of showed it from the companion's point of view, which no Doctor Who episode had ever done that before. I think it was a great return for the Autons down there, because they haven't been seen since 1970, so that's about 35 years. But Rose is just a great story. I need to read the Target novelisation, because it did get that recently. Eccleston just hit the ground running as the Doctor. You instantly feel he's the Doctor straight away. I really like the scene where Rose is getting surrounded by Autons, and the Doctor just comes out of nowhere and just says run. That scene was amazing. It's a great episode, a great introduction to pretty much main characters who would be in the RTD era, Russell T Davies. And obviously the reason why I'm reviewing this is because Russell T Davies is actually coming back to Doctor Who. He's writing the 60th anniversary, so it's a great time to be going back and rewatching all this stuff.
Welcome to the end of the world.
End of the World, I remember watching, or about 7? Yeah, I would think I was 7 when I first saw it. I was just absolutely mesmerised, probably because I used to have a sticker book. I remember getting a sticker of her and the Mox of Balhoun. I can't remember what she was called. I know she's from the Forest of Cheam, but I cannot remember her character's name. I will post a graphic in there. Really, really good episode. First appearance of Cassandra. Cassandra is just such a freaky fucking thing. Can't remember the woman who played it. Cassandra was only in 2 episodes. She was in End of the World and New Earth, which was the first episode of Series 2. But I really like all the different creatures that were in End of the World. I thought it was really interesting how all these people are gathered to come and watch, well, the End of the World. Really, really interesting, really, really good episode, so underrated, barely see anybody talk about it. So, End of the World, that is, again, another one you should watch. Third episode of the series is The Unquiet Dead.
Why not? Why not? I'll give you a very good reason why not, because this is my coach. Well, get in then.
Now, this one I remember watching and being freaked the fuck out by.
The reason I found this episode scary was because of the Gelf, the entity that was taking over the dead bodies. The introduction to the story where the woman awakens from the coffin and strangles the bloke to death, that scared the shit out of me as a kid, and still does to an extent. And also the scene where Charles is in the theatre doing a reading of A Christmas Carol and the woman just starts to come alive as a ghost, and it's so freaky. Honestly, like, I really did shite myself when I first saw that.
Again, such an underrated story as well. I think if Doctor Who manages to be scary, they're doing something well there. And obviously it shows a really good depiction of Charles Dickens. Obviously, I absolutely love the Muppets Christmas Carol, which is obviously an adaptation of A Christmas Carol. I remember going to see the Jim Carrey movie of that. Holy shit, that was scary. I do not like that adaptation. I think it's too freaky. The Unquiet Dead's a very good episode. If you've never seen it, I would strongly recommend it. Aliens of London and World War III. Now, this was the first appearance of the Slovene, as there is, well, one there in his human form and then one in his native form. Really, really good episode. I used to kind of shit on that one when I was a kid just because they used to fart all the time. But looking back, it's actually a really good episode. You know, it just shows you if an alien invasion like that happened, could World War III actually happen? The episodes themselves are really, really good. Then we get to Dalek. Oh my god, if you've not seen Dalek, what are you doing? This episode is probably Eccleston's, I'd like to say second best, because the two parts are coming up that I absolutely love as well. But Dalek is so great. Obviously the return of the Daleks in the new series, obviously the Doctor has said in the past that, oh, the Daleks were wiped out with my own people, but then one Dalek survived, and that is the Dalek that's in, well, Dalek. Henry Van Statten is such an arsehole. I really like the character of Adam, and Nicholas Briggs as the voice of the Daleks. He is so good. And the Doctor turns into an absolute monster in this story. He pretty much wants to destroy this Dalek. That is his aim.
Rose, get out of the way now!
No, because I won't let you do this.
That thing killed hundreds of people.
It's not the one pointing the gun at me.
I've got to do this. I've got to end it. The Daleks destroyed my home, my people. I've got nothing left.
Nevertheless, the story is brilliant. It just shows you what one Dalek can do. They've always been together while they've been killing humans and all that sort of thing. There's always been more than one Dalek. What one Dalek can do on its own, holy shit. Dalek's an absolute classic. Please give it a watch. Next episode, The Long Game.
The mighty Jagrafess of the Holy Hadrajasic Maxarath.
So obviously at the end of Dalek, Adam finds his way into the TARDIS and he becomes the first secondary companion. This is actually Adam's last story since he turns out to be what is essentially a little shit. He tried to hack into the information, what is in the future, and send it back to the past, and the Doctor kicks him out of the TARDIS.
That's it then. See ya.
How do you mean, see ya?
As in goodbye.
And Mr. Simon Pegg, yeah, Shaun of the Dead himself. I love Simon Pegg, he is awesome. Him and Nick Frost, whatever they do, just turns into magic.
You're off the fucking chain!
Simon Pegg plays a very slimy character in the episode and can sometimes come across as very creepy. The Jagrafess is horrifying to look at. I thought the twist with the monster was shocking when I first saw it as well. I really liked the 1984 plot narrative where the people are brainwashed and used as slaves.
Don't.
Don't do what?
The Long Game's great. Likewise with Father's Day.
I did it again. I picked another stupid ape.
Father's Day I thought was a really interesting one. Basically going into the backstory of whatever happened to Rose's father. The Doctor gets eaten, if you remember, by a Time Reaper. The Time Reapers, fuck me, are they creepy. They're just like these flying dragons, which are absolutely terrifying. Not like the Krillitanes, they are terrifying. And then we have the Empty Child and the Doctor Dancers.
Are you my mummy?
Probably my third favourite of the Christopher Eccleston era. I'll have to do a top 3 on the 9th Doctor, although you'll have kind of gathered what's my favourite by now. Empty Child, the Doctor Dances. This is so terrifying. I had a friend who was absolutely scared of this episode. I remember we were learning about World War II in year 6 and we had a gas mask, and I tapped him on the shoulder. I had the gas mask on and I just said to him, "Are you my mummy?" Great 2-part, a really good one, set in World War II. And it's amazing, and it's the first appearance of Captain Jack, played brilliantly by John Barrowman. He says he's a World War II pilot. He's actually a con man. He tried to con the Doctor and Rose into taking this ambulance kind of thing. He says it's got nothing in it, but it had a load of nano bugs. I say nano bugs, Jesus. Not like the hex bug. Jesus, who remembers when they were a thing? What's that coming over the hill? Is it a hex bug? It's a hex bug! A load of nano bots in them that heal people, but these nanobots have never seen a human before, and that's kind of what's made them all gas masky. There's some scenes in this that absolutely scared the shit out of me.
Mummy!
Then we move on to the last 3 episodes. So we have Boomtown, which is the 2nd episode with the Slovene.
Who the hell are you? What do you mean, who the hell am I? Who the hell are you?
So it turns out that one Slovene survived the events of Aliens of London and World War III and has become Mayor of Cardiff and plans to continue what her kind started in their previous encounter with the Doctor. This is actually the first episode of Doctor Who to be set in modern day Cardiff. I remember going to the location where it was filmed when I went to the now defunct Doctor Who experience. I never used to like this episode, but on rewatch I feel that it has grown on me. It is definitely the weakest of the first series of the revival, especially with what was the next instalment.
And then we get to my favourite Christopher Eccleston episode, Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways.
You have no weapons, no defenses, no plan!
Yeah. And doesn't that scare you to death?
Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways is so good. Love the cliffhanger for Bad Wolf, and Parting of the Ways is pretty much the Doctor, Jack, Rose, everyone on the space station versus the Daleks, and it is so good and so brilliant how it plays out.
What are you, coward or killer?
Coward.
It's a great episode, I have to say. It's one of the best I've ever seen of Doctor Who, and I don't think we've ever had a finale that strong ever since, really. Well, no, that's a lie. It's all on Earth for Journey's End, but we'll get to that episode when we get to it. Doctor Who Confidential, narrated by Simon Pegg. Now, here's the thing you should know. These are the cut downs. They're not the full Confidential episodes, which is an absolute piss take, but you can find these Series 1 Confidential episodes on YouTube. If you go into my playlists, there's a boatload of them there. So if you want to go watch them there, please do. They're amazing. I used to love watching those as a kid. I used to take them off the TV all the time. That is it for now, and there's a load of details on the back. So the majority of the episodes were written by Russell T Davies, but the exception of a few. So The Unquiet Dead was actually written by Mark Gatiss, yeah, the guy from League of Gentlemen and Psychoville. Great guy, definitely check his work out. He's been a big fan of Doctor Who since whenever, really. Dalek was written by Robert Shearman. He's written, I think, 2 stories for really good stories for Big Finish. One of them was called The Holy Terror. It was either The Holy Terror or Project Twilight. Either one. I'll post a picture of it. And Scherzo, which I still have not listened to. I really need to get around to it. I've been meaning to get into more Big Finish. The Father's Day episode was written by Paul Cornell. Paul Cornell, I think, wrote Human Nature which we'll get to in Series 3. And Charm the Doctor Dances was written by Stephen Moffat, who is very infamous to Doctor Who fans, as he did become showrunner Series 5 to Series 10. That is it for my Series 1 review. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. Please go watch some of my other Doctor Who reviews, as I've posted Blu-ray reviews of all the collection box sets I own. I don't own Season 18, I'm probably going to get the reissue of that and do a review of it from that, essentially, as well as I need to do my Season 24 review as well, as I do own that box set. And at the time of recording, Season 17 got announced, and I did pre-order that straight away, as I'm a big Tom Baker fan. I can't wait. That's it from me, and I shall see you guys next time.
Goodbye.